Congratulations. You found the Twin Cities Hit Show with Rusty, Courtney, and Chuck.
Well, what do you know? It's time to go. Listen to the Twin Cities Hit Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
Reach for this one.
And now, a real hit show.
Bitch, what you don't know about me, I can just about squeeze into the Grand fucking Canyon. Did you know I always wanted to be a dancer in Vegas?
Live from the Twin Cities.
I know you're a huge fucking nerd of Potsy-like proportions, and no chicks dig nerds, especially nerds that are into Lord of the Rings.
It's the Twin Cities Hit Show.
Chicks dig Lord of the Rings, Randall.
Yeah. Kind of chicks that are into swords and elves and shit, and I wouldn't fuck them with the Torch of Gondor.
Let's get this hit show started.
Oh.
That's not true, is it?
No, come on.
I wake up every morning giddy to see what mix our amazing producers put together.
That guy, I wonder about him.
Every morning it's worth a giggle.
The Sword of Gondor? What did you say?
Well, what that is there's a sword that was... never mind. Never mind.
Boner killer. Good morning. You've reached the Twin Cities Hit Show.
Speaking of boner killers, I'm Rusty Whitney.
And I'm Courtney McLean.
And I'm Chuck Gollop. Thanks for being here,
looking
everybody.
Good today, Jack.
Get your hand out of there.
Oh. Which, speaking of Courtney, is it sad times now?
Sad times. My baby's in the UK, but he was just texting me, so he got a SIM card with unlimited data.
In a little while from now, if I'm not feeling any less sound, I promise myself to treat myself.
Oh, okay. I know this song.
You don't know this song?
I do, but it's
This is like the number one cry song when you're alone again.
Yeah, when you're 60. I remember the song. I'm also
Sing,
60.
Here we go. You've never heard this? Oh, you'll be playing it later this week.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get to the chorus anyway.
Well, I listen to River by Joni Mitchell when I'm really sad.
Naturally.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, never mind.
No, I've heard
So
it.
he's already talking to you, so you're not alone.
No, that's the great thing about technology
Sexting.
these days, and sexting and phone sex and whatever, Skype sex, because we can still like talk to each other over a video camera, you know, even though he's in the UK now.
I
So.
was always and continue to be afraid when I travel internationally, even to turn my phone on.
Oh,
Just because
really?
charges explode.
Yeah.
They do.
So
Well, you know what? I guess he got like a SIM card or something. He bought a SIM card with unlimited data.
That's
so.
love.
You guys, it
He
really
loves
is.
you.
It really is.
That cello
it's
guy.
Really it's so weird and cute and adorable. I love him. I love him. I love you, cello guy.
Naturally. So he's got some gigs in the UK. That's
Yes,
impressive.
It's so impressive. Oh my God! Well, his band leader. I'm just going to say he's in Davina and the Vagabonds, and she is an amazing like powerhouse of a woman. If you've ever seen them perform around town, they perform at the Dakota all the time, and she's just like a force on stage, and she's a force in life, and she has like made this happen. And I guess they also just got a manager or something too. So, but yeah, and they're going to Europe, continental Europe later in the beginning of the summer.
Nice.
Yeah, they've got some big
but they're
things
not going
planned.
to the Governor's Fishing Opener.
Yeah.
They
And
aren't going.
we are.
No,
Hello.
they're not.
Also, Rusty and I are talking about maybe taking a trip to Owatonna this summer.
Nice.
Oh my God, you guys!
I know.
What are we in a
Travel.
marriage?
Dan-
Jeez.
Dandelion days, right?
Yes.
That
It's
sounds
amazing.
like so
Remember, don't wear
old
shoes. I told you,
guy.
don't wear shoes.
Okay.
Oh my God, I wear short shorts. And
I just this morning booked someone from the Governor's Fishing Opener to give us pregame.
Who's that? Can we talk about?
Her name, I don't have it offhand,
Oh, okay.
but so
She sounds amazing.
that's coming up May 7th. The show will be broadcasting live for pretty much the Canadian border.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lake Vermilion.
wow. I would ask you to explain what that is for us Californians in the audience. But
This
I
is
think
going to
I'm
be
the only
great.
one.
Courtney's never gone out walleye fishing, right?
No, I've never.
We're going to get you on a boat. I've arranged for a boat and all this stuff, and the governor's going to be up there, and the senators, and so yeah.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
coming
I'm
up
so excited.
in May.
Yeah, Rusty and I are both pretty good fishermen, so I think we plan on basically.
You're bringing the
just fishing.
dynamite, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
I will bring my girl.
pistol.
My girl screams.
My girl screams. Don't worry, I'll have them too.
It's so big! Oh
It's so slimy. Rusty, it's moving.
Oh, this is going to be great.
I hate fish.
Awesome.
I hate fish unless I'm eating
I can't believe you're putting that hook in that poor defenseless
no.
animal.
You will be doing that. You will be doing that.
It keeps looking at me.
Lots of things happening on the show today. To describe our guest who's coming in. I'm tongue-tied.
So we have Lauren Anderson from the Brave New Workshop coming in. She has been performing with the Brave New Workshop, I think, for the past decade. She's done at least like 35 shows with them. She is currently in the show that is on at the Brave New Workshop in downtown Minneapolis on Hennepin right now. It's called 50 Shades of Gravy. And yes.
When we were there, that show was like sold out. A lot of people were going to that show.
Oh, that looks awesome.
Tons of people go to their shows. So if you're listening, you probably know who Lauren Anderson is. And she's
Lauren Anderson.
Lauren Anderson, yes.
I have
not the porn star. There is a porn star named Lauren Anderson. This is a different Lauren Anderson.
I'm thinking of Laurie Anderson, the
an
singer.
avant-garde musician,
yes.
Laurie Anderson.
Oh, Superman. Oh, nice. Oh, John.
Wow.
Oh, Mom.
See, that is what is like encouraging to me as sort of an under the radar avant-garde type artist is that dudes like you know who Laurie Anderson is.
I have the album.
I do too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
speaking of avant-garde, here's Lauren Anderson from an Ivy Awards from 2007. I know Easter is past, Christmas is long past, but I thought her version of Frosty the Snowman was just too good to not listen to.
So great.
Right? So I know the holidays are over, but here, just check out Lauren in her version of Frosty.
It's a classic, you like this one.
She's playing a drunk.
Frosty the Snowman was a jolly happy soul with a corncob pipe and a button nose and two eyes made out of coal. Frosty the Snowman was a fairy tale, they say. He was made of snow, but the children know how he came to life one day. There must have been some magic in his old Stetson cologne. 'Cause even though he's been divorced 2 times, I decided to take him home.
That's not how this song goes.
Frosty the Snowman promised he would spend the night. But before the dawn, he was long gone, no trace of him in sight. So I called him 20 times or so the next day. There was no hello, so I decided to go over to his house just to say hey. When I got there, Shirley's man was in his garage. So I looked in the window, and what do you know? He was giving her a massage. Thumpity, thump, thump, thumpity, thump. I pounded on the door. Thumpity, thump, thump, thumpity, thump. I can't believe he's with that whore.
Anyway, you get the idea. Nicely done.
Yeah, so that's Lauren. I believe she probably wrote that parody for one of the Brave New Workshop Christmas shows. That's my guess, because that Ivy's was in November of 2007. But that's what she does. Is she writes stuff. One of my favorite sketches I had ever seen her do at the Brave New Workshop. We can talk about this when she gets here. Actually, I'll bring it up later.
So Louis C.K., we're fans of him, right?
Oh my
I just
God,
watched
love
his
him.
show last night.
So he was on Jimmy Fallon last night, and
And he said something
I
brilliant.
thought immediately of you guys and that you would appreciate this. Listen to this.
But because remember, after you worked hard for a whole week and you sold out the shows, and I mean, do you remember those days?
That's right, because usually as a comic, you get paid like whatever they want to give you. You know, like they say you're going to do 8 shows and we'll give you $800. You're like, that's not a lot of money. And they're like, we'll get somebody else. They don't care. So, but I remember the first night I got real money. I worked at a place in Minneapolis called the Acme Comedy Club, run by a guy named Louis Lee. And it was a club I'd worked at a lot, and it was always like half full, you know, and you pour your heart into these shows, and then they give you like $800, maybe $1,000. And then you go on to the next place. It's a sad life, you know. But this one week, I sold the place out. I packed every show. And I had never really done that before. And at the end of the week, Louis handed me an envelope with $10,000 in it.
Wow.
And he said, this is yours. And I said, why are you giving me this? And he said, it's your money. You brought the people in. This is where you're at now. This is how much you should be making a week. And he gave that to me, and I just started crying like a baby. Because I got $10,000 for telling jokes, you know.
And so that legitimized just himself to himself.
Yeah.
And the owner sounds like a great guy. I've actually interviewed him before. Just a mild-mannered. You would never point him out as a guy who's a comedy fan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he and Josh,
I've
our
never
guest
met him.
Josh.
Have you met him, Chuck?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
Our guest Josh has spent some time with him. They're still buddies. So,
J. Elvis Weinstein.
Yeah.
Weinstein.
So there you go, Louis C.K. giving props to the Acme.
That's awesome on Fallon last night.
And he said that was what really got him the confidence that okay, I'm legit. I'm a comic. Louis C.K. talks about struggling though and missing being a struggling comic.
I mean, my show, I'm not successful. On my series, I play me with no success. And it's a fantasy because I miss it. I miss struggling.
You do,
Because you don't get that back.
Yeah. You never do.
No, now we're here and we're on TV and,
you're forced to talk to me. And
I have to talk to you. And,
Normally wouldn't
now
be.
it's once you get to a certain point, you can't go back there. You can't get those days back where you're,
struggling,
trying to get a apple pie out of a vending machine on Route 40 in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
That's so specific.
No, I remember every single thing. I remember a few things exactly. I remember my daughter being born. I remember my dad spanking me. And I remember working at Rumors Comedy Club in Winnipeg.
And that's it.
Those are the three things I remember really vividly.
You guys got to go work at Rumors, it sounds like.
Clearly.
We were telling stories last night at the show I was at about these road gigs and just what's involved. It's a hit show. And it's so weird, not to turn this into the Chuck hour, but or the Chuck minute, but I equate my comedy career to my police career and I get where he's coming from. As I got promoted, and I got promoted pretty young as a police officer, for the next 12 years, I kept going, God, I wish I could go back.
Right.
I used to have fun. Now as a supervisor, I'm the guy who used to yell at guys who were pulling pranks and joking around and doing things they're not supposed to. And I was always the prankster. And it really ruined me for 12 years.
Part of the reason I think why I have kept a brainless job for so long and why I haven't why my day job is just simple and easy is because I just don't want the responsibility of a real adult because you can't go back. Well, maybe you could.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, but we're all trying to relate to Louis C.K.'s
Well, no, but so I get that completely.
No, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, pretty soon. I mean, once you get some jokes, they get some traction. You run those all the time, and that's why you get these comedians to throw out their hour and start fresh. But he's at the point where the creativity slows down because now he has to move forward with his success.
Yeah,
and he's incredible. You can't understate
because of the expectations of others, though, and that's like. I mean, that's one of the things, and this sounds so dumb, but what I personally struggle with the amount of notoriety that I've gained from the Dirty Curls or whatnot.
Twin Cities Hit Show.
And the Twin Cities Hit Show. Is like sometimes I'm like, I wish I could just be anonymous doing this or that and the other.
Yeah.
And, but my uncle, who is a awesome painter in Australia, and he's relatively famous for what he does, and he's like, handle the fame, baby. He calls me Star Baby, and he's like, handle the fame.
So does he do interior or
sweet?
exterior painting? What kind?
Shut up. He's an artist.
He's an artist. All right. Other things.
Way to kill the show, Court.
Other things have happened overnight. I'm trying to decide which way I think the show should flow here. Stan Freberg passed away. He was a comedian who inspired folks like Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh, yeah.
He had a hit back in the early days of radio spoofing Lawrence Welk. His big deal was he would always do spoofs, commercial spoofs, but then he actually got hired to do real spoofs. Stan Freberg was 88 years old. His radio sketches for CBS in 1957 including making spoofs. Like instead of Old Man River, he renamed it Elderly Man River. This was his spoof on Lawrence Welk.
We've been getting lots of cards and letters from you folks out there in the television land. And we surely do thank you for...
This was pre-Weird Al.
Yeah.
People were like, it's hilarious.
For all the cards and
And
the letters.
you know in the Saturday Night Live skit where they had the Lennon sisters and Fred Armisen is a Lawrence Welk type? Yeah. You don't watch Saturday Night Live?
No, I don't. I don't watch anything.
Kristen
I only
Wiig
watch Game of Thrones.
Kristen Wiig plays the weird Lennon sister. Have you seen this skit?
with the hand.
Yeah.
Yes, I
the
have
baby
seen that.
hands.
Oh, yeah.
I'm all by
So this is a version of
Yeah.
what Stan originated. So he asked his Lennon sisters to sing about all the cards and letters that are coming in.
Oh, okay.
For all those cards and letters.
Oh, I have seen this. Yeah.
No, this is Stan Freeberg's
Yeah, I know.
1957.
Yeah, I've seen this.
Saturday Night
Yeah.
Live
Yeah.
kind of riffed on
Right.
Stan Freeberg's
Yeah.
idea.
I've seen this.
So anyway, their version, all they do is thank you for cards and letters. They just keep saying.
So what? So this guy passed away.
Passed away at the age of 89, and Weird Al is upset. His connection to Minnesota, by the way, Gino's Pizza is General Mills.
Oh.
You ever
Yeah.
had Gino's Pizza
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
in the 70s and 60s and whenever it was a big
Oh,
deal?
yeah.
Duluth-based company. He wrote some of the Gino's Pizzas, well, their most successful ad campaigns, and here's one of them.
Never.
when I was a kid, I remember seeing this on TV, and the joke about this one was they're going through a mod party, and they're all having, microwave. Oh, and it wasn't microwave back then. It was
Toaster oven.
toaster oven
Yeah.
pizzas
Mm-hmm.
at this fancy party, and then at the end of it, they
Clearly
actually
fancy party.
the visual at the end is someone gets upset about the music.
That's funny. I've been meaning to speak to you people about the same thing.
Have a pizza roll, Kimasabi.
It's the Lone Ranger comes in at the end to complain about the music because it's the Lone Ranger theme song he's using. You had to be there.
I get it.
Yeah,
I
you
get
had
it.
to be there like 40 years
You
ago.
had to be there. I
We
know,
were
well,
there 40 years ago. That's
you're
just so
doing-
you know.
Can we play some Justin Bieber or something to like some alt J?
No,
Yeah,
I
all
wondered
right.
what this was about. Some comedians have been posing with this guy, and their pictures have been going up.
Oh, see?
Really?
Yeah, so I didn't know why they
Oh.
were all appearing. And
Oh
right.
God, I'm
Here's-
sorry. I sounded like
Here's
such a
some music
dipshit
for you
just
then.
now.
How about this music for you?
Yep. Wait. Oh. What's going on with Marilyn Manson?
Marilyn Manson punched in the face last night at a Canadian Denny's.
Oh, thank you, somebody Canadian.
That's amazing.
Marilyn Manson's
that's
tour
not
in
cool,
support of the
but-
Pale Emperor was in Alberta. Oh, I guess this happened Saturday, but it's just hitting the wires today. He was at a local Denny's where around 2:30 a.m. he got into an argument with a group at another table called One Woman Bitch. The woman's boyfriend was understandably displeased and allegedly punched Manson in the face.
Wow.
Whoopsies.
The police confirmed that a disturbance had taken place at Denny's, but no one was identified. No charges were filed. We also cannot confirm whether Manson was on the third day of a 7-day binge. If this really happened, there must be something about the Rocky Mountains that send musicians off the rails. I don't know what that.
The Rocky
Well,
Mountains, yeah, they're like
here's-
up in the altitude.
I just pulled up a follow-up story to this, too. And I guess Manson saying he was never even at that Denny's, and he's suing the estate of the guy who punched him for alleging that this happened. And
Serious?
apparently the guy said that Manson was a Navy SEAL, and yeah, it's going back to Ventura for you guys. It's a callback.
Nerd, you nerd.
It's a callback that didn't work.
That doesn't matter.
Manson's
I wasn't
manager, here's the truth. Manson's manager confirms that Manson was enjoying a late night meal when two girls approached him, asked for a photo. Manson says he obliged and never called the woman a bitch. As a witness claimed, Manson says the guy came out of nowhere and hit him in the face. Manson said security grabbed the guy, who then began screaming about blowing up Manson's next concert.
Whoa.
Manson also claims the attacker elbowed his makeup artist in her face. He says they're both going back to cops in Alberta to press charges.
You know
So-
what's even funnier about this? I assume they didn't know who he was at the time. They knew he was Marilyn Manson and punched him in the face. That's even better.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder, if you're Marilyn Manson, do you go to the Denny's after a show with makeup?
Oh,
Why
I would.
not? I
For
would.
sure, I would.
Yeah, I'd totally
Full
go
makeup?
to the Denny's.
I'm
Yep.
Marilyn effing Manson.
you know
Give me
what?
my eggs over easy,
Yeah,
Don't you
I
wanna
want
be-
some of my moons over my hammy.
Don't you want to be disguised, though, and not recognized? Or he was...
Well, for example, I
Well,
never go out with.
What if
makeup on.
somebody recognized him as Marilyn Manson without his makeup on? I feel like that would be. As for his public image, I don't know. This is a conundrum we can go over. Take a lot of time on the Twin Cities Shit Show. I like this song though. I really like the middle part though. I like that part the best.
how about this one?
Oh, this is not the country, Grease.
No, this is from the show. John Travolta is finally speaking out about the HBO documentary Going Clear.
Yes,
You heard about
excellent.
this
Yep.
documentary?
The Scientology documentary.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and where they get people who have left the church and high-ranking officials who have left the church coming out on record how messed up the church is. You guys haven't seen the documentary?
I haven't seen it, but I've heard all about it.
It seems well researched, and it seems like they say there will be no the people who made the documentary. It's like, go ahead, sue us, Church of Scientology, because there's nothing here that's not factual. Here's Inside Edition talking about this.
The Church of Scientology is hitting back today, reacting to that new HBO documentary that paints an unflattering portrait of the controversial religion. One of the most stunning moments of the program came as a former high-ranking church official claimed that John Travolta was blackmailed into staying with Scientology. Les Trent has our report.
There is big reaction today to Going Clear, the highly anticipated documentary on Scientology that premiered on HBO Sunday night. The documentary claims that actor John Travolta is being blackmailed because as a young man, he shared his personal secrets with church leaders that Scientology would use against him if he ever left. Travolta's representatives wouldn't comment. The church's best-known member, Tom Cruise, also comes under scrutiny in the HBO program for allegedly approving the bugging of Nicole Kidman's phone. Church leaders were worried that Nicole was leading Cruise away from the church.
I arranged through the Scientology's consigliere.
Well, anyway, you get the idea. So now John Travolta, in an interview just yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
He says, here we go. Get it to it. John Travolta is not a fan of the documentary. He told Tampa Bay Times that he has not seen the documentary, and I really don't care to. This always bothers me when you're critical of something.
Because you're being willfully ignorant.
And you won't even look at it.
Yeah.
He said, I've been happy with my Scientology experience in the last 40 years, and I really don't care to have anything to say that would shed light on a documentary so decidedly negative.
And researched.
Yeah, it's like, at least see it and then have actual criticisms.
Yeah. Wow.
He said, I haven't experienced anything that the hearsay has claimed, so why would I communicate something that wasn't true for me? Travolta said it wouldn't make sense, nor would it for Tom Cruise, I imagine. So he's saying it's a bunch of bullshit.
That's
Yeah.
I want to like that guy. But
He won't. See, I think you should see it, John.
Yeah.
And then
You still want to like John Travolta after 20 years of like he did Pulp Fiction and then it was just all downhill from
Yeah.
there.
Oh God. Yeah.
Pulp Fiction, then Broken Arrow. I don't know how I remember John Travolta's like timeline of comeback.
Yeah.
But Pulp Fiction, then Broken Arrow, and then like Michael, and then it was like
Don't forget Face Off.
Face Off. Oh, yeah. How could I?
Nicolas Cage, come on.
Yeah, that was a winner movie. Yeah, it's too bad because his comeback, I didn't like him leading up to Pulp Fiction, but man, he knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
And like, hey, okay, he's a real guy, even though he's a Scientologist.
But I think that was the one thing,
Yeah.
right? Pulp Fiction was like his one thing.
Yeah.
Well,
oh, yeah.
no.
Well, I mean, in that era, the one successful
it was the
artistic
one, like,
thing.
awesome thing he's ever done.
Saturday Night Fever.
Okay.
Yeah, from the second era, the regeneration.
Reboot of John Travolta.
Yeah, because I mean, Carrie.
We're listening to Grease. Hello.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
This is true.
And Tom Cruise, too, he's another guy that he's an
Also
incredible
Scientologist.
actor. He really is. You can't deny that. His cameos are amazing. My God.
What about Beck? You guys Rusty, are you familiar with Beck's music?
Yeah.
He's a Scientologist
He is?
too. Yes.
He's a loser, baby. So
Yeah.
why don't you? I can't believe
Which
he
is his-
is a Scientologist.
Yeah. And that I mean that's from his first album, but like his subsequent albums have been amazing.
Yeah, they're all over the board
Yeah, they are.
thematically.
Yeah.
Different
Yeah.
styles of music and
So,
what have you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Anyhow.
So I say sue them if you feel they have lied about Scientology.
Right,
Sue them.
but-
Sue them.
Yeah, you won't have a case.
Also breaking overnight, I know this is very upsetting to lots of people. Emma Stone has broken up with her boyfriend, Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield, after 3 years of being together.
How old are they? Like 26? Wah wah.
Here's Emma Stone talking about.
To work with M.
This is Andrew Garfield.
God, a sentence is hard for me.
Working with Andrew is the best experience. How's that? That was good.
Someone already put together like a love video of them.
No, I mean, it's like a dream to work with him. He's
Shut up.
I mean, he's obviously
Why you
one
hating
of the
on
greatest
Love?
actors I think we have alive today, and he's also
Fair.
just a remarkable human being. So I love him very much. Yeah.
Well, not anymore.
And I wish him all the best.
They were together for 3 years. What I find interesting is they're saying he's working on a Martin Scorsese movie right now, Andrew Garfield, and he's totally committed to the role. So he's like, I guess, lost lots of weight, and he's in a very dark place right now. I've always wondered, if you're married to a Daniel Day-Lewis, that's got to be hard when you're like, really?
Yeah.
You got to come home and be Abe Lincoln? Seriously? Knock it
Yeah.
off. So I'm wondering if Andrew has gone all Daniel Day-Lewis on the relationship, and Emma's like, yeah, let's take a break.
Wait.
Let's get her on.
Hold on. I'm on Andrew Garfield's IMDb page. It says he was born in Los Angeles to a British-born mother. And did
Is
I
he
just
your brother?
Wait, he moved to Surrey, UK. Okay, never mind. Nope. Because I was like, hold on a second. He does not have a UK accent if he's born in LA, but he lived there for a very long time. So I'm shutting up again. Second time this show.
You just went Chuck on that one. Oh my God! Did you hear?
This is what happens when I sit in the
I'm going to
control
try this.
chair.
I know it's for digital radio here, but they did a great bit on Saturday Night Live where he was playing Spider-Man and she was playing, they starred in the movie together and they have romance in the movie together. So the bit was that they didn't know how to kiss and they're being directed to do this love scene.
Okay, guys, so we're here at the climactic love scene of the movie, right? Spider-Man's taking Gwen Stacy to the top of the Brooklyn Bridge for a grand final romantic kiss, okay? And we want this kiss to be really memorable. Are you guys all set?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're ready. Yeah. All right. So go ahead, take your places on the bridge here. Okay. And let's roll tape. All right, Spider-Man kiss, take one. Music up. Okay. And action.
What did all that webbing say? I couldn't really make out the handwriting.
It says, I love you, Gwen, and I'll follow you wherever you go.
I love you too, Peter.
Besides, they got crime in England, right?
Then they just start licking each other's faces like they don't know how to kiss.
Yeah.
Cut. Okay. No, I love the way you guys played that. I just feel like the kiss was a little off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty hot, but...
Okay, well, maybe let's try one that's just a little more natural.
Oh,
you know?
natural.
Okay.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
Great, okay.
Okay.
And action.
I love you, Gwen, and I'm gonna follow you wherever you go.
I love you too, Peter.
And besides, they got crime in England, right?
And then they start opening up their mouths and just pressing their faces together.
Cut. Guys, maybe just give us a kiss, just like you do in real life.
Oh, right.
Oh, okay. Because that is obviously not, like, how we normally kiss.
No. I mean, who kisses like that in real life?
Not us.
Is this working on the radio?
It might be a little better visually.
Yeah.
Well, look it up on YouTube. It's very funny. I wanted to get to the ending. The ending is very funny, but I don't know if we're going to stick with it this long.
Yeah. Also, look at this video.
The funny part
See
is
what I'm doing with my hands?
I thought it was. I give them props for willing to make fun of their relationship because they were the hot commodity, and they're like, sure, we'll make fun of ourselves in the Saturday Night Live skit.
I'm going to find this in a garage sale bin along with my wedding video, I think, somewhere.
The YouTube clip of Emma Stone and Andrew
Very
Garfield.
Similar, very similar.
Anyway, the ending. Oh God, are we almost there? Because I don't want to. It's a funny ending at the end.
Now, guys, come on, let's try it with passion, all right? Okay.
All right, forget it. Chris Martin comes in from Coldplay.
Yes.
He says, I'll do this. I'll be your stunt kisser. But then he pushes Emma Stone out of the way and throws on a wig and totally makes out with Andrew Garfield. And scene.
Yes,
Okay.
and
See, that's
scene.
funny.
Let's post that on our Facebook page.
Anyway, they broke up. Oh, you young lovebirds. What are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, is it that time? Our guest is
Yeah,
arrived.
Lauren's in the
We
studio.
listened to your. We had a flashback with you from Frosty the Snowman from 2007. Those were not the real lyrics you were singing.
No, those were lyrics that I wrote.
Oh, now I get it. Okay.
But you were really drunk, though.
No, I was pretending to be drunk.
Dang it.
Yeah.
She was high.
Are you sick?
No, it was my birthday yesterday.
Oh, right. Happy birthday.
Thanks, guys. Woo!
Oh, man. I can't believe I didn't go
What'd you do?
I actually had a really nice day. I have a bunch of sketches due for the next show, so I stayed up really late yesterday writing sketches. Then I got a couple hours sleep, and then I went to work. And then everybody brought like cupcakes and donuts and stuff.
Oh, wow!
And then we had like a nice day at work. And then I went to yoga, and then I went out to dinner and drinks with some friends. But I don't usually drink, and I'm not usually up before 10 if I don't have to be. So.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you
for being here.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Lauren, I just bought Converse sneakers that are the exact same color as your earrings and scarf. For those of you at home that don't know, Lauren Anderson is a master accessorizer, and she's wearing Dayglow yellow infinity scarf, hoop earrings, and bangles that look like they're from Hawaii or something, but they're all neon yellow. And I have Converse, low-top Converse that I just bought that match them perfectly.
Yes. And then I have it on with navy, which I think is a football color, a football team's color.
But yeah.
They were just in the playoffs.
Navy and
Seahawks, perhaps. Yeah, you're wearing
very
Seahawks colors.
Seahawkies.
It's
You do
the
look
soup
Seahawkies.
guys on it. Sherman?
Yeah, Seahawks.
What's his name?
I don't know.
The
Oh
soup
my
gosh,
gosh, are we none of us football players?
No,
Seahawks.
these guys
I think
are
they're
in
Seahawk
Is
colors.
it the Seahawks?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're just not listening.
Okay.
Yeah.
But getting back to your earrings, they're amazing.
Yeah. I was like, I think this is the color of a cool football jersey.
Yeah.
Sport
Doing
ball's
it.
so fun. Did he throw it and get a point or something?
I'm just Instagramming your picture really quickly, and then I'll be paying way better attention.
Well, let's take a break, right?
Yeah,
Are we
that's
at
a
that
great
time?
idea.
All right, let's take a break, and then we'll regroup and
Regroup.
we'll actually do a show. All right.
The Twin Cities Hit Show with Rusty, Courtney, and Chuck will be right back.
MacMen. Don't let your computer problems drive you mad. We are MacMen, Minnesota's premier tech consultants and problem solvers for Macs, mobile devices, troubleshooting, training, and much more. No more dragging your computer all over town because we come to you. We love making house calls to your home or small business. MacMen. Call 612-345-8005. The Alive and Social Network is alive and growing. From the best in sports, music, movies, and beer, Alive and Social is what all the cool kids click on. Featuring characters like radio rebel Jeff Dubay, Star Tribune pundit Jim Suhan, Unfiltered, and television veteran and handsome man Rusty Gatenby. You can also taste the Minnesota Pubcast with Jason and Molly. Join the band with live band karaoke night from legendary O'Gara's in St. Paul and the live music showcase from Shamrocks. Yes, Alive and Social Network does indeed rock and roll. The Jeff DeBay Show, Jim Suhan Unfiltered, the Rusty Gatenby Review, the Minnesota Pubcast with Jason and Molly, live band karaoke, and Shamrock's live music showcase. Join the fun. Be alive and social with the Alive and Social Network.
With Suhan Unfiltered, sports columnist for the Minneapolis Star-Tribune, Jim Suhan presents in-depth conversations with the best writers and sports personalities in the area. Suhan brings professional journalism flavor without the verbal censoring. Find out what unfiltered really means. Only on the Alive and Social Network. SuhanUnfiltered.com.
What are you drinking tonight, Jason?
The Minnesota Pubcast with Jason and Molly.
I'm drinking a Lickbridge Hop Dish.
It's Pub Talk from a Minnesotan perspective.
I'm always really proud of where I'm from. I'm super proud of Minnesota, and I think Minneapolis is awesome. I think St. Paul is awesome. I think they're a really awesome cultural epicenter.
With great local guests.
So the other voice you hear in the room today is Jerry Fagerberg from the City Pages. Talk about the official Minnesota Tall Boy, which your piece is on the cover of the City Pages today.
It is on the cover, came out today.
Talking movies.
All right, you saw Boyhood. I need to hear what you thought.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Wow.
Sports.
A guy who was undrafted knew what was coming.
And everything else you talk about at the pub.
Let's not pretend like we know what we're talking about.
Well, what do you think I do every show?
The Minnesota Pubcast with Jason McGovern and Molly Burke. Listen at mnpubcast.com or subscribe on iTunes.
We want to just find meaning in life.
Big up Bartolini, meeny, miny, mo, and flower. You're the chosen one.
You're listening to the Twin Cities Hit Show with Rusty, Courtney, and Chuck. Say it 3 times fast. We just dare you.
Feel your left hand free and your right hand grip with another.
Twin Cities Hit Show, Twin Cities Hit Show, Twin Cities Hit Show. Almost did it. So we're back. Did you get your stuff together?
Yes, I did.
All right.
We've got a nice picture of Lauren that I've already posted.
Oh, look at that. Thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up. I'm putting it on our website right now and everything. Yeah, dude.
So we're getting ready and jazzed. We've been invited up to the governor's fishing opener at the beginning of May. Are you a fisher person? How Minnesotan are you?
Oh, is this the test?
She'll
It is a
winterize your
test.
boat.
I'll winterize your boat.
That sounds sexual. Oh.
I'm pretty Minnesotan.
My bilge needs to be bumped.
But I'm not a fisherman, but I've gone fishing plenty of times. So
Yeah.
Hey, that
All
song
right.
still
That
playing.
counts.
I feel like it counts. Like I'm not like, oh, I want to go play. I want to go play fish. But I appreciate going on a boat. You know,
On a boat.
Oh,
So that's Minnesota. Did you, in fact, grow up here?
I did. Born and raised in St. Louis Park.
And when you were a child, the Brave New Workshop was already up and running, right?
Oh yeah, the Brave New Workshop is the oldest satirical comedy theater in the country.
nice.
Fun fact. So actually, my parents grew up in North Minneapolis, and they would like get in the car and like go to the Brave New Workshop when they were
Dudley
young.
Riggs.
Dudley
Brave
Riggs, it was
New
called, yeah.
Workshop.
And it was like a coffee shop and like a beatnik, like coffee house, and it was a really kind of a subversive place to go.
Your parents are hippies.
Yeah, they thought they were really cool, and so
So you haven't let them down at all then.
no, I really haven't. They were like, oh my gosh, when I first got cast there, they were very, very pleased that I would. And I grew up going to shows too. Like they would take me to shows when I was in high school and stuff. So it was very cool when I got cast. I was like, because it was always kind of a dream of mine to work there.
Yeah. And
Nice.
the new location is fabulous, right?
It is.
Oh my
it is.
gosh.
If you haven't been yet, it's awesome. It's like the Brave New Workshop, like
on steroids.
Yeah, like 2.0. You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like it's really nice. It's nice as an actor. It's nice to have like a lot of bathrooms.
Yeah.
And
A
I say
real
new
dressing
location.
room.
It's been there how long now?
Well, actually, was Hennepin Theater Trust for a long time. The Hennepin Theater Stages, and it's right downtown, like kitty corner, right across the street from the State Theater, right next to the saloon. And that building's been there forever. And it used to be like an old carriage house, like way back in the day.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, yeah.
Nice.
That was my horse.
Nice.
That was good.
I do Donald Duck sneezing too, as you know.
do it.
Oh, that favorite. I love it. Donald Duck's my favorite Disney character.
Sneezing's my favorite bodily function.
For
So we have
me-
a lot in common.
For me, I remember it forever being Tony and Tina's wedding. It
Yes.
played there for like years and
Oh,
years and
yeah.
years and years and years
Yeah,
and
yeah,
years.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think when it was Tony Tina's, it was called like Hay City
Yeah,
Theater.
because of Sandy.
Oh yeah, yes.
They got divorced, by the way.
Sandy.
oh,
Tony and
oh.
Tina?
Yeah.
Oh.
58%. 58%.
58 now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, is that a statistic
That's
about?
a statistic about first
The divorce.
marriages, I'm assuming.
You'll learn quickly. Don't listen to Chuck.
Oh my gosh!
You know, 23% of my stats are made up.
And 100% of the time, those are wrong. So what's going on over there at that Brave New Workshop? How brave is it, Shay?
Well. It's actually, this one's pretty brave.
Yeah.
So it's called 50 Shades of Gravy because it opened coinciding with the movie coming out.
Oh, you had no
What
idea
movie?
the movie was coming out?
Yeah, wait,
You
what movie?
That is so weird.
I know. No, we used that to our advantage.
Oh, 50 Shades of Grey. I get it.
But it's a satirical theater, so whatever.
Yeah, it is a satirical theater. So when it opened, we were like, why does everybody love this book so much? It is, I like it. So we were like, what is it about it? And we landed because it's terribly written. Like I can see why people love erotica. I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer. But this erotica is like terribly written. It's the worst.
And there's 3 of them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And everybody is reading them.
Yeah.
And then and then I think it's just a bunch of people that like didn't know better. Or, like, everybody's like, "Oh, you gotta rate it." So
I really think that I was thinking about this in the car today about people's like sexual lives and sexual journeys, and how I think that we a lot of times think that it ends with having your first sexual experience, and then it's like, yeah, I guess you get better at things, but people don't. No, I don't want to say this because, of course, a lot of people explore, but I think that a lot of people that are loving 50 Shades of Grey are just like, what? I've never heard of being blindfolded and tied up. That's crazy. Look at how crazy this is. But it's not crazy at all.
And then society, pulp culture, gave them permission. It's okay to read these dirty books.
Absolutely, exactly.
Like you can read it on the bus, you can read it at work.
Yeah,
you don't
you're
just
right.
have to read it under the covers or whatever.
You're not perverted.
Especially,
you're part of pop culture.
So we were like thinking about this, and we are doing sketch comedy. We are trying to make people laugh, but the cool part about the workshop is that we are doing satirical comedy. So we're always trying to get people to think as well. Like Dudley Riggs' old saying is, we want to make people laugh in the theater and make them argue on the way home. Like get them talking, get them thinking. Yeah. So we were like, what is it about this book? Well, we kind of landed on this like kind of easy form of escapism, and then we started talking about all of the stuff that's been pissing us off lately. And then the show actually ended up being a lot about like race and gender and whatnot. So it's one because of all of the stuff that was happening in like Ferguson and Ohio and New York and all that stuff. We're like, let's tackle this. So we did.
That's
nice.
So people are coming in thinking we're going to be like making fun of a sexy book, and we do. We definitely do.
Yeah.
And then it kind of dips into like all of the stuff.
That's awesome.
And then our hypothesis, I guess, is that like, well, everybody's happy when you're masturbating. So, you know what I mean?
That's sort of like the bottom line.
I'm usually angry about it.
Yeah, right?
What the hell? No one can help me here? I'm all by myself on this island? Come on! So maybe I don't want to see this.
Well, there's a song. It's like everybody's happy when they're masturbating.
Oh my gosh!
And then
the crowd breaks out their junk.
right. Let's all do it together.
Oh my god!
But there's a line that I say where it's like it makes you smile, and then I go and sometimes cry. So we're representing your demographic, Chuck.
Oh my gosh! That sounds amazing. This is horrible. So 50 Shades of Grey is playing through May 2nd, I believe I saw.
Yes. So 3 more weekends of
it. Is there
a
possibility of an extension?
What? No. We're already writing the next one.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
The next one's called Mad Vax Beyond the Measledome. And we're kind of tackling science deniers.
Oh, nice!
So
Mad Vax Beyond the Measledome.
Again, coinciding with the remake of
Mad Max.
Of Mad Max.
Oh,
coming
Mad
out
Max. Gotcha.
Yeah, coming out this summer. So.
Yeah.
Well, when are we going? Have we figured out when
we got to go. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, okay.
This one?
Yes.
Not much time left.
I know.
Not much time
you
left.
guys would like
Yeah, I have already decided I want to go. Well, we'll chat. We'll chat.
I'm proud of all the shows because the actors write your own shows. So every piece that you put up actually ends up being like kind of a piece of you, and you get to say like what you're actually thinking a lot of times. But this one in particular, because we're tackling such like hard issues, and we're like trying to like say some, say some stuff about it.
That's
this one feels like really good. It feels like I'm doing satire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very, very fulfilling as an actor to do. So.
Do you watch Saturday Night Live?
I do. But to be honest, like I'm working when it's on, so it's like I kind of.
You haven't set your VCR to.
Yeah, my
record it?
VCR. I guess I have access, right? Sometimes. I love Saturday Night Live. I always have. I grew up watching that as well. But yeah, it ebbs and flows. And doing sketch comedy for 10 years, you start to like really pick it apart.
That's
So
what I was going to
sometimes-
say. Do you
some-
watch? And go, they should have gone
Yeah.
that direction, or they should have made that choice, or this is totally.
Or like, why is it going on so long?
Yeah,
but you know
well.
why it's going on so long? It's because they built that set. That set probably costs hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they're
Yeah.
like, make it go to 10 minutes. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like sketches that are 10 minutes long are really long sketches.
Yeah.
You know. So it's hard. I love Saturday Night Live. I think they do really funny stuff. I think, with everything that's been on for as long as it's been on, it's always going to ebb and flow.
Totally.
And I think it's a fantastic piece of programming. I'm glad it exists.
Yeah.
And I support it when I can. But when you are also a professional doing the same thing they do, it's really hard to watch something and take your analysis goggles off.
Yeah, and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think
when they do get me though, I'm like, yeah, get it, guys. Yeah. you know what I mean? They do definitely.
You talk about the sets and the expense and all that.
Yeah.
I happen to think Key and Peele are doing much better.
I'm glad you brought them up because Key and Peele, I love. I geek on them. They have this perfect. They're right in line with my style of comedy. They are they're not mean spirited. They punch up as opposed to punching down, which means they're like punching up against people with power, and they never punch down on the oppressed. You know what I mean? And if they do, it's for a very specific reason, and they like carry the audience with them. Like, hey, we're going to show you what we're doing. Trust us, you know? And then they also have this, they do heightening really well. And then they are, as performers, as like actors.
Heightening meaning, what do you mean?
Heightening meaning building the scene. So the scene will
Raising
start.
the stakes.
Raising the stakes of the scene. So they'll start at one place and then they will raise the stakes of that very short scene to like the nth degree. So it can't possibly go any farther than it does. And as performers, they are very, very committed. Sometimes... Excuse me.
And they become so completely different characters.
Yes.
You're like, that is amazing transformation you're now doing.
Yeah. And so by the end of the sketch, some comedians will like be like half in a scene and half commenting on the scene, and these guys go full force. And so for that, I'm like their hugest fan.
And they have no issue with timing because it's edited,
right?
And they just skip on to the next thing. But the production value is always so strong.
I know, it's like movie like.
Yeah.
You watch it, you're like, oh my gosh. I really appreciate that about it as well.
Well, and that technology isn't available. It's so easily available. I think even for amateurs, that like movie like. I mean, not to say anything, but. It does make it seem more impressive, but I think that it probably doesn't take too much of a bigger budget.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
who
know
knows?
they're on Comedy Central, so it's, it's cable.
It's not
network.
NBC.
Yeah.
I look at it and go, I'm amazed at the production level of Key and Peele. I'm like, wow. And it skips along. Skit after skit after skit.
Yeah.
You're like, wow.
Yeah, it's great.
I just watched one of their sketches the other night, the racist zombies sketch. Have you seen that?
No,
it's very funny. Like it's three of them at first. It's Key and Peele, and then it's this white dude, and they're all alive, and the zombies are coming. They're like, oh my god, murr! And so but the white guy gets instantly bit. And they're like, oh my God. So Key and Peele are running down the street and they're like, we just got to get through these zombies. And they're running through and they realize that the zombies are not coming for them at all. And they're like,
I did see that one.
What's going on here? And so they go up to one of them and the zombies are like, like scared of them. And they're like, these zombies are motherfucking racist zombies. It's so hilarious. Anyway.
That's funny.
Yeah, they do stuff like that all the time. Like, so they'll talk about race in this way that you can really like digest it, you know?
Yeah.
Well, Obama's spokesperson that
yes,
will talk black for the president.
Yes.
Oh my God.
His anger translator.
Yeah. Hilarious. So what's it like in the writer's room? Because I've read stories about the writers for Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And sometimes feelings get hurt.
It's true. You know, when you, we actually have a very cool process because from the Brave New Workshop, it is very collaborative. So we will we'll brainstorm for a week, sometimes 2 weeks, depending on our timeline. And then we'll kind of pick what's jazzing us. And then we'll kind of go to our separate corners, write our sketches, and then bring them back in and present them like in a cold read. And then our director and then the rest of the cast gives feedback on the sketch, and then you take it into second draft. And that keeps going and going and going until you kind of get to your final draft. And then we kind of do a sieve of like cutting sketches because, our sketch shows are about an hour and a half, sometimes up to 2 hours. And that's about 20 sketches. And each of us will write like, between 10, sometimes 15 sketches. So you're cutting quite a bit of your own work. And so a lot of times, luckily, it's like not because it's not funny, it's because it didn't fit thematically or we don't have time for it or the premise is strong, but the execution is off, that kind of stuff. And in the beginning, it is hard. Even before you read it, you like give all these disclaimers like, oh, I wrote this when I was drunk. That kind of thing. But then as you go, you start to, we call it like, this is terrible, but we call it killing our baby.
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
what I mean?
Hey, I like this
attention.
process.
Right. So we're like, well, and now I've been, I just celebrated my 10 years with the Brave New Workshop this fall. Wow.
I'll hop on LinkedIn and congratulate you
Thank
shortly.
you very much. And so by now I'm like, oh, it doesn't work. Cool. And I just like cut it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Are there new members to the cast
Yes.
who are like terrified and like, oh my God, you've been here 10 years?
Luckily, our new members, one of the new cast members is named Ryan Robert Nelson, and he's been doing comedy around town.
He sounds pretentious.
Yeah. He's been doing comedy for a while, so he gets it. I don't know what his writing background is, but then our other newest cast member, Heather Meyer, is a writer.
Heather's
Yeah.
Oh,
Courtney's a fan. She's
love
the raddest.
Heather Meyer. We got to have her on too.
Yeah,
she's just
rad.
great. She's an amazing writer too.
And she's like, I
Great
think
for
she's getting her degree in like dramaturgy or whatever.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I'm making it up. I'm making this up.
Good for you.
But I know she writes.
And
I
we
know
still have Andy Hilbrands.
No, Andy's out.
Andy's out. Okay, what about Tom?
Tom is in.
Tom is still in. Taj
is in.
Taj is still in.
Bobby's in.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then I am taking
Pete Best, he's out.
Pete Best's out.
I loved him.
He was like really weird towards the end, you guys.
I don't even know who that is.
Oh, forgot to.
He was the original drummer for the Beatles.
Oh, right. Okay.
He's out.
Got
All right, it's Courtney's time. Right?
Oh, okay. So, I had a couple of things planned for this morning. But so I did want to talk about, I wanted to talk about this kid because we've been talking about transgender a bit on this show and just kind of like the three of us.
They have, not me.
The three of us who we identify with our born gender parts or whatever. And so we've just been talking about Bruce Jenner and that sort of stuff. Yeah. So I found this article about this kid who was born as a boy and spends part-time as a girl, part-time as a boy, Crystal Cole. Crystal when she's a girl, Cole when he's a boy. And
what part of the world?
And he's happy. Let's see. This is in, this is from the BBC. So
Okay.
I believe that
Wisconsin.
Crystal Cole is across the
Baltimore.
world here. But so she has said privately with her therapist that she is a girl, almost 100%. And when she's been asked, would you be interested in hormones or blockers? Her answer is, I can't do that, Mommy. I have to be a boy. And as I inquire further as to why, she says, because I'm Poppy's only son, it would destroy Poppy. But her parents are divorced. Anyway, I don't know. It just seemed this is a cool article, and I think it was like when she says when she's asked about her identity, she says, I'm somewhere in between, and furthermore, I'm happy. I have a fun life, which is pretty cool. But
Crystal Cole's friends are accepting?
Well,
or
yeah.
Crystal Cole has two sets of friends?
well, it sounds
Fridays
like
is boy day, Saturdays is girl day.
She's Cole, a boy at school. So she's the boy at school, and she can still have her mannerisms and her likes and dislikes and all of those things, and still have friends who love that in her, and she's happy and doesn't have to take on the role of a female. But I think that I'm quoting. It says, "I think that he being Cole isn't all that miserable, and quite honestly, this is the. I think the Joy is the kid's mom, and she's saying that it's not all that miserable, and quite honestly, that's the easy road. Him being a boy." and that's the
Well, unless you're a
preferred route.
flamboyant boy, but maybe maybe these days there's more accepting parts of the world,
right,
which is great, which is good.
Yeah.
I know in my day, a flamboyant boy was they stood out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to post this on our Facebook page, and people can, it's just another.
How
another
old is
piece of-
Crystal Cole?
Crystal Cole is, I believe, 10.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah,
It actually, I don't think it.
in the
actually
thick of it.
says.
He's growing up in the thick of it right now.
Yeah. So they're not making. I guess his parents are not really making him make a choice. They're like, he can decide. She can decide. Like whatever.
That's
just,
cool because I was when you first read it, I was like, oh, they're divorced. I wonder if he's a girl at his mom's house because she's accepting, but it has to be a boy at his dad's house.
Yeah.
Sounds like maybe.
Drink your gender changing.
I thought this was
cocktail.
leading to something horrible
Generally,
about
listen to
bullying.
this. Generally speaking, she presents as a female when with her mother, and as a male when with her father.
Interesting.
So yeah,
I went to grade school with a kid that was named Josh George.
Oh,
and
really?
he was there. His parents never decided on a name. So he was Josh with his mom and George with his dad.
Wow.
And at school he was Josh George or George Josh, depending on.
What the?
We had to switch, like depending on the week.
And he's not in prison.
I hope not. But he sat in front of me. He was a great kid, and I remember being like buds with him. But my favorite thing about him is his hair smelled like peanut butter. And I found out later on, I think it's a smell of a very popular relaxer for hair.
Oh,
And I loved sitting behind him because he smelled like, those like peanut butter Girl Scout cookies.
Oh God.
yes, yeah, tag-alongs.
And I was like, yeah. He smelled like that.
You smell
I know. I was such a creepy kid, man.
Josh George.
I love you, George Josh.
All right. Well, speaking of prisons, Chuck does the crime beat on this show. Since
Yes.
because Chuck used to be.
Yes.
Chuck used to be a
Watch out, lady.
police officer.
Yes. This has been floating around for a while, but it's fresh on this site, and I like it. Woman poses as a lawyer, makes partner at firm. It's like us posing as radio hosts. A woman used forged documents to pose as an estate lawyer for a decade and made partner at her small firm before her fraud was discovered.
It's like that Leonardo DiCaprio movie, Catch Me If You Can, where he
Yes.
assumed to be a pilot, a doctor, a lawyer. Oh,
Yeah, she
interesting.
picked one role and stuck with it, did well. Kimberly Kitchen was charged Thursday with forgery, unauthorized practice of law, and felony records tampering. Prosecutors contend that she fooled BMZ Law by forging a law license, bar exam result, and an email showing she attended Duquesne University Law School. The firm is based in Huntington, near Pittsburgh. Kitchen of nearly
She
handled.
must have been a good lawyer if she made partner.
Well, get this. She was. Let's see.
I'm out of order. You're out of order.
Well played.
That was her go-to.
Yeah.
Every case. It's a parking ticket, ma'am. This parking ticket's out of order.
Well, she handled real estate planning, but close. For more than 30 clients, despite
This
never
house
having
is
tenant
out of
order.
Get your house in order.
Get your house in order.
I eat breakfast 300 yards from that house over there.
You can't handle the shag carpeting.
She even served as president of her county bar.
Whoa.
She's an incredibly competent person. She worked very diligently and was devoted to the people she served.
How'd she get outed? How did the ruse come to light?
Local lawyers were the first to raise questions about Kitchen's
They were probably
credentials.
jealous.
Yes. The firm vowed to review her work, and they did. She was previously employed where she worked in fundraising and holding herself out to be a lawyer. Turns out she was.
What was her name? What's her name?
Wow.
Kimberly Kitchen.
Hey, Kimberly, need to talk to you.
Yeah.
Can you come into the office?
Yeah.
What's her middle
This
name?
is really awkward.
Is it Katie? Because then her initials are KKK, and that's weird.
Ooh.
I'm guessing not.
Okay, well maybe.
I mean, if I just educate a
She's-
guess.
Yeah.
It's weird that she would forge all that stuff to do like estate law because, like, hands down, that sounds like the boringest law.
It's probably good money, though.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
As the driving force behind all things.
That's
money.
the premise to that very popular TV show called Suits.
Oh.
It's the exact premise. He forges a Harvard law degree, and but he just happens to be very smart.
Yeah. Well, what does that say to our lawyers?
That sounds like a sociopath.
They have so much.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah.
They have so much paperwork. They're like, we'll believe you.
Yeah, good enough. I mean, we could review your stuff, or good enough. Come on.
You want to be in the front? Is a handshake
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
All right, deal done.
You're being straight with us. I mean, you are a lawyer, right? Yeah. Okay, partner. Ooh,
what?
We just got the
No,
1
just
minute
1
light
minute.
with the 1 minute light from Courtney. That finger indicates we're running out of time,
Yeah,
people.
but it also indicates I want to talk. So I kind of messed that up. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, this one
I have
means you
nothing
want
to
to talk.
say. This one, that one.
Yeah, and
What about this one?
For those of you at home, I just took my pants off.
Oh!
I got chills.
So Thursday through
Yes.
Saturday at the Brave New Workshop, we can see Lauren Anderson in 50 Shades of Gravy through May 2nd.
Yes. Come on down.
Come on down.
I would love that.
BraveNewWorkshop.com. That's
Yeah,
where you can
that's
get,
where you get them.
Tickets and stuff.
Are you making an apple bong? What are you doing there?
Yeah, I'm getting my apple ready to smoke.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, we should all go see that. And then the new show starts in May.
Yes, it's called Mad Vax Beyond the Measle Dome.
Yeah. And tomorrow we've got Levi Weinhagen on, who is a local raconteur, creator of comedy, but also he does a lot of podcasts and he just does a lot of awesome art projects around town. He's working with mnartists.org right now with a podcast called What's So Funny, and he has his own podcast called
I hate podcasts.
Parenting.
Podcasts are dumb.
No one listens to those things.
You know, I know.
But yeah,
People listening to themselves talk is all it is.
Levi's also part of my group, the Rockstar Storytellers, and they have a show. We have a show on Sunday night at Bryant Lake Bowl, so he'll talk about that too.
He
But
also
anyway, that's tomorrow.
He also is part of Comedy Suitcase, which does
Yes.
productions of hysterical comedy, original comedy shows.
We
around
were
the
talking.
town.
Shannon Custer was on the show
Oh,
on
yeah.
Monday. We were talking about Comedy Suitcase.
Also, Brave New Workshop alum.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's all cyclical, you guys.
Yep. We're all.
All right.
I have no idea what any of you people are talking about.
Thank you. Thanks
your
for the
apple
validation.
looks ready to go.
Your apple looks delicious.
All right. Well, we'll catch you tomorrow, everybody, at 9:30 a.m. Or you can just listen to us anytime. You know how it is. And we're at www.twincitieshitshow.com. We're also on Facebook at Twin Cities Hit Show and on Twitter at Cities Hit Show.
Very nice. Twin Cities Hit Show, Twin Cities Hit Show, Twin Cities Hit Show!
It's over. The hit show is over. You've been listening to the Twin Cities Hit Show with Rusty, Courtney, and Chuck. Now go home, unless you're already home.